Ethkick Soccer. It's a Palmerston North innovation started by Heather Tangay, who, alas, has left Palmerston North for greener fields elsewhere. But she's left behind a legacy, and these gentlemen here are part of that legacy from the Ethkick 2013 committee. This is Mike Sayahan. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
We have Sam Putt and Peter Gray, who represents the City Council. Now, they have just scored a triumph, I guess, and they have the certificate to prove it. Now, what is this certificate all about?
This certificate was given to Ethkick 13 committee in recognition for the hard work they have brought bringing the Palmerston North ethnic communities together in the form of playing football. So we had about 40 teams last year taking part, and you have to be part of a country, a community living in Palmerston North, and it was a very great day.
And, held at Arena Manawatu.
For the last 2 years, yes, we held it at Arena Manawatu, but we've had it at Scotland Park, at Seleno Park previously as well.
So it's been running for 5 years, Ethkick.
Yes, we had the 5th year this year.
And Heather Tangay kicked the ball off, as it were, right back then, and it's gone from strength to strength ever since.
Yeah, Heather started it. She was the person who had that passion and vision for this, and then she got some of us involved in it because we love football and we were part of a footballing community in Palmerston North. So she rang us and said, "Hey, I've got this vision. I want to do ethnic football. Can you guys come and help the footballing side while I do everything else?" And that's how we kicked off 5 years ago.
And now she's no longer here to do everything else, so she's passed the baton to a committee.
Yes, it initially started with various government departments taking part and helping the MSD, the internal affairs, and then it was Sports Manawatu from the beginning as well, and PNCC as one of the major sponsors. And then after a while, she decided, because of the funding criteria and all that, that there should be a community-based committee running it rather than government-based organizations footing it. So that's how a committee was formed, and the committee now looks after it, and Sports Manawatu is the big overseer for this now.
There's also input from the police.
Police are one of the major sponsors, yes. They provide all our medals and trophies each year because it's a nationally recognized thing that police does this. And the local police, Nick, who's not here, but he's part of the committee as well, representing us from the police force.
Now, you mentioned it's a national spread tournament now, and the finalists from all the different regions now go and play in a national tournament to find out who's the biggest, bestest Ethkick football team of all.
Yes, we haven't had that, unfortunately, for the last 2 years, but the last one that was held, I think, was held here in Palmerston North. And one of the teams that won was from Oman. They're called the Omani Camels, and they won it, and they took part, and I think they won the national as well. But for the last 2 years, for one reason or the other, the police haven't managed to organize it. But they promise us that next year they will do it.
So there is something up for grabs for next year, the promise of a national title if you take out the local title.
Definitely.
All right, we've had a little change of front rows, even though it's completely the wrong sport and highly inappropriate. But Peter, I'm going to ask you, the Palmerston North City Council, what role have they played in Ethkick?
Well, certainly when Heather Tangay came and spoke to us about Ethkick and the idea of having a football tournament around ethnic diversity, we really supported that because we see it as a good way to actually grow those connections within the communities. Particularly at the same time, Palmerston North became a refugee resettlement centre. And so we had a lot of new immigrants coming into the city, and it was a good way for them to actually intermix with other communities and also learn from those communities who have arrived and been here for quite some time.
So it provides a network base of its own accord within Palmerston North City.
Certainly, we see it as a vehicle. The football is actually a vehicle for those communities to actually mix closer together and learn a lot more about each other. And this flows on into the Festival of Cultures, which actually happens soon after Ethkick.
And also coming up, we've got the International Festival on campus at IPC, which also takes this theme and develops it in another way.
Well, certainly Palmerston North, having a lot of ethnic and diversity here is actually really good for the city, and it actually strengthens our city.
Now, this is Jess Mead from Sport Manawatu, who's only new, spanking new out of the box.
Very new, yeah.
And you've been seconded onto this committee, and what is your role?
My role is all about supporting the committee to make sure that this event is sustainable and continues to grow and do great things for our community. Yeah.
And when did you find out about the award?
A couple of weeks ago. It's all a bit short notice, but I think they were trying to get hold of Heather, who has obviously departed Palmerston North, so they finally tracked someone down that could let the committee know.
So this is actually, getting this award is actually a good springboard and if you like, recruitment vehicle for next year's Ethkick.
Definitely, it is all about getting Palmerston North and the different people and cultures involved in sport, which is what Sport Manawatu are all about, and that's definitely a driver for us to be involved with Ethkick.
So, when do you start recruiting normally to get teams involved? The first 40 in, get the berths.
Well, that'll be right, and I guess that will be very, very soon. We'll be pushing for that, really soon.
So, start thinking about teams, and usually the recruitment happens fairly soon after Christmas. I have to get all the entries in by the end of January or February or round about then, but it's a good time to start thinking about it now while the football teams are in existence and playing the winter code.
Yeah, that's right. If you're thinking about now, you can start your training and start your team preparation, and there's lots of football going on over the summer as well, so that's a great way to start for the Ethkick tournament.
Now, you've had to restrict this to 40 teams because otherwise the logistics just get a little too hard, don't they?
Yeah, it sure does. And we had about 5 in the waiting list this year as well. Because it's only done in one day, and we want to get it all over and done in one day. So, 40 teams just works out really well.
So, tell me, what happened on the night when you got your certificate?
Oh, basically we just drove down to Wellington, get our recognition, had a bit of nibbles and meet Dame Susan Devoid and a few others, Parliament people, and just trying to see what other group or other individual who has been doing a lot of great work around the country and sharing that kind of common goal, which is to help others and to help migrants or new refugees settle better in New Zealand and to have a better life. So that was quite interesting to see, and I was quite proud to be part of the group as well. So yeah.
So a good networking opportunity for you?
Yeah, I think so. I nearly got drafted into the police force. So yeah, it was good. It was good to meet others and also to get out to the wider community and see what's happening around other part of the New Zealand. So yeah.
And what did Dame Susan have to say about your efforts?
I think she was really proud that we actually, as community leaders ourselves, we just put something like this together and to help it go forward, to help others that are, migrating here, that there is another options and another way of living and being part of football. 'Cause you don't need to know the language or any barriers. You just need to just come and kick the ball around, enjoy it, meet other ethnicity, and have a great day. So, yeah, I think she was really proud and she wanted to keep going, I guess. And yeah, I think she was proud. I think
I think what she said was that for communities out there, they should be more proactive and do it themselves rather than depend on government agencies for financial support and things like that. But that's one of the criteria, that they were very proud that we as a community just took up this initiative and did it, rather than relying on somebody else to come and help us or do it. But it is the community that's doing it.
Step right, Scotty, step right, that's it. Yeah, yeah. Not me! Get in there! Yes! Yeah!